Tokyo. The last night of the year, 2000. In a quiet house on the edge of a park, a computer screen glows in the dark. The log will show a connection at 1:18 in the morning. It lasts 5 minutes. Everyone who lives in this house is already dead. Someone is still inside. He has been hurt. He is bleeding. And he is in no hurry at all. By the end of this, you will know almost everything about him. His blood type, his shoe size, the brand of his knife, the cologne on his handkerchief, what he ate in that house, and what he drank. You will know over a dozen of his fingerprints. Japanese police have deployed more than 200,000 officers on this case. They have his DNA. They have nearly everything short of his face. What they have never had in 25 years is his name. This is the Setagaya family murder, the most documented unsolved crime in Japan, and it begins with a neighborhood that was disappearing. Kamisoshigaya, Setagaya Ward, Western Tokyo, a corner pressed against Soshigaya Park. 10 years earlier, there were around 30 houses here. By December of 2000, almost all of them are gone, bought out, torn down, absorbed into the park's expansion. Only about 4 remain, standing among the empty lots. One of them belongs to the Miyazawa family. Mikio Miyazawa is 44. He works for a marketing firm in the city. His wife Yasuko is 41. She runs a small tutoring class out of the upstairs. Their daughter Nina is 8. Their son Ray is 6. The house itself is unusual. It's one building split into 2 sealed halves. Yasuko's mother lives on the other side of the wall. Same roof, separate doors. Close enough to knock. Yasuko's older sister and her family live right next door. The Miyazawas have already agreed to sell. In the spring, they'll move, and the house will come down, and the park will take the corner. They are 3 months from leaving. On the night of December 30th, someone comes out of that park, and by morning, the family with 3 months left is a family with no time at all. December 30th, 2000. The last ordinary evening. At 10:38 that night, Mikio sits at the family computer and opens a password-protected work email. It's the last thing anyone in this house is known to have done. Around 11:35, a witness will later report seeing a man near the house. Investigators believe the killer comes in through the second-floor bathroom window, the one facing the park. The screen is found removed, left outside. They believe he climbed the fence, then up, quiet, deliberate, into a sleeping house. He has brought a knife with him, a yanagiba, a long single-edged sashimi knife, Seki Magoroku brand, a professional's blade, bought new. What happens next is reconstruction. The order pieced together afterward from the house itself. Ray, the 6-year-old, is attacked first, in his bed. He is strangled. Mikio hears something. He comes to the stairs. He is attacked at the stairwell, and he fights. Somewhere in this struggle, the blade's tip breaks. The killer is cutting his own hand now badly. When the knife fails him, he takes one from the family's own kitchen and continues. Yasuko and Nina are found near the attic-level room, up a ladder-like stair. Mother and daughter, together. It is over by around midnight, perhaps minutes after. 4 people. It has taken less than an hour. And this is the point where every other killer in every other case does the same thing. Runs. He doesn't run. What he does instead is the reason the world knows this case. He is wounded. His hand is cut deep. His blood is on the walls, type A, not the family's. So he goes to their bathroom and he treats himself. The family's towels, their bandages, When those run out, investigators say he uses sanitary napkins to bind the wound. He leaves the bloody wrappings by the kitchen. Then, investigators say, he gets hungry. He opens the freezer. 4 cups of ice cream. He doesn't eat them with a spoon like a guest. He crushes each cup and squeezes it out. The empty containers turn up around the house. 2 stacked neatly in a paper bag, 1 on a cushion, 1 by the bath. He takes barley tea from the refrigerator and drinks it. The beer he leaves. He uses their toilet. He does not flush it. That single fact will hand investigators an entire meal: string beans, sesame, a dish that doesn't match the family's dinner. They will learn what he ate before he came. At 1:18 in the morning, the family's computer connects to the internet. 5 minutes, hours after the last of the family died. He goes through the house, drawers pulled open. Yasuko's tutoring papers, carried to the bathroom and dumped into the tub, some of them torn. A strange, methodical vandalism no one has ever explained. Investigators believe he may even have rested on the living room sofa. Add it up. He is injured in a house with 4 bodies, in a neighborhood with 3 other occupied homes, one of them on the other side of the wall. And he behaves like a man with nowhere better to be. Either he knew no one would come, or he didn't care. There is one more entry in the computer's log. A connection at 10:05 in the morning. 4 minutes. For years, that timestamp was the most chilling detail in the file, because it meant he was still in the house at dawn. New Year's Eve. Daylight. Neighbors awake. Then, in 2014, a police review cast doubt on it. The morning connection may have been automatic, a nudged mouse, a machine dialing on its own. No one can now say whose hand, if any, touched that keyboard. So the last certain trace of him is 1:23 in the morning. After that, he simply isn't there anymore. At 10:40 that morning, Yasuko's mother tries the phone. No answer. She has a spare key. She walks around from her half of the house, lets herself in, and finds them. 4 people. The last morning of the year. On the other side of a wall she'd slept behind all night. Most crime scenes give investigators fragments. This one hands them an inventory. He leaves the knife. He leaves his clothes. Nearly all of them. A black Uniqlo jacket, a gray bucket hat, black gloves, a plaid muffler, a hip bag, and a gray raglan shirt so rare it almost counts as a signature. A limited run. And by police accounts, only around 10 of them were ever sold in Tokyo. Detectives traced the buyers one by one. He leaves his shoes story too. Slazenger sneakers, Korean made, size 27.5 centimeters, a size apparently never distributed through normal Japanese retail. He leaves 2 black handkerchiefs. On one of them, traces of cologne, Drakkar Noir. That detail sits on the official police page to this day. They're still hoping someone remembers a man who wore it. He leaves more than a dozen fingerprints. Japan has run them against some 50 million records. Nothing. He leaves his blood. Male, type A, full DNA. And here's the part that breaks the easy story. The case's official name calls it a robbery murder. But he took only a modest sum of cash and left more cash sitting in an envelope. Left the cards, left the jewelry. The evidence tells them everything about that night and nothing about the man, except for one early theory standing right outside the window. Right beside the house, inside the park's edge, there was a space where skateboarders gathered at night. The noise carried. There were frictions and press reports of an argument between the family and skaters just days before the murders. It was one of the first lines of investigation. It has never been established as anything more. The physical profile. A man around 170 centimeters, thin. For 2 decades, the working assumption was that he was young, a teenager, maybe early 20s. Then the stranger threads. Sand recovered from the hip bag was reported to resemble sand from the area around Edwards Air Force Base in California's Mojave Desert. Reported, never verified. Other traces pointed closer to home. His DNA was analyzed for ancestry. Japanese media, citing investigators, described a mixed ancestral background, threads reaching toward East Asia on one side, and depending on the analysis and the year, Southern Europe or beyond on the other. It sounds like a description of a person. It isn't. These are deep ancestral markers shared by millions of people. Every version of this story that names a nationality is saying more than the science does. In 2021, new image analysis surfaced a person of interest, a man filmed buying a knife nearby the day before. His DNA was tested, not him. And then in 2025, Japanese media reported something that may rewrite the entire hunt. A new kind of DNA analysis, reading chemical age markers in the blood, suggesting the killer was not a young man at all. He may have been in his 30s that night. If that's right, police may have spent 20 years looking for a teenager who never existed. And the man who did exist would be in his 60s now. Alive, findable. Every house around it went to the park. The Miyazawa house never did. 25 years later, it is still there, fenced, camera watched, sealed. Inside, the evidence of that night is preserved. Police make a memorial visit every year. This case changed Japanese law. In 2010, Japan abolished the statute of limitations for murder, and Setagaya was one of the cases that drove it. There is no clock running out on this. There never will be. Every December 30th, officers stand at the local station handing out flyers. Beside them, they set up a mannequin, dressed in his actual clothes. The hat, the jacket, the raglan shirt, the killer's outfit waiting at the train station year after year for someone to stop and say, "I knew a man who dressed like that." The reward stands at 20 million yen. Yasuko's older sister, who lived next door that night, has spent these decades pushing for the one tool Japan has been slow to allow: expanded DNA analysis, the kind that builds faces and family trees from blood. The law still hasn't caught up. The blood is waiting. In December 2025, on the 25th anniversary, Mikio's mother was too ill to visit the grave for the first time. She is in her 90s. She has said she hopes to live to see it solved. Before the evidence, before the mystery, there were 4 people. Mikio Miyazawa, 44. A company man who answered one last work email on a holiday night, because that's who he was. Yasuko, 41, a teacher. The children of the neighborhood climbed her stairs every week to learn. Nina, 8. Ray, 6. They had 3 months left in that house. They were going to pack boxes in the spring. Whoever came through the bathroom window took all of it, and then sat in their home, ate their food, and walked out into the first morning of the new century. Someone knows him. Someone always has. This is the case of the Setagaya family murder. This is Dark Atlas.